Not a lot of people could claim a 40-year winning streak, but distinguished professor of history at American universities, Allan Lichtman, has accurately predicted the winner of the presidential election for the past 40 years. So what does he have to say about 2024? Well, as they say during the drafts, the pick is in, and Professor Lichtman joins us once again. I feel like we do this every 4 years. We get to have this conversation. Who did you pick for 2024? Who is leading your score sheet?
Well, I haven't made a final prediction yet.
Okay.
Because things are still very fluid on my 13 keys to the White House. However, I can tell you some important insights. First of all, forget all the pundits who say, Biden should step aside for a younger candidate. The Democrats' only chance to win is with Biden running. One of my keys is incumbency. He wins that. Another one is contest. He wins that. On my system, 6 negative keys would have to go against the Democrats to predict their defeat. That means 6 more keys would have to fall. Biden doesn't run. The Democrats lose both those keys, and only 4 more keys would have to fall. So where do we stand right now? First of all, forget the pundits who don't have a theory of how elections work, unlike the keys, which tap into the structure of elections, which is a vote up or down on the strength and performance of the White House party. Forget the polls, which are momentary snapshots, not predictors, as we learned in 2016. So right now, remember, 6 keys and Biden is out. He has definitively lost 2 keys. My first key, the mandate key, because they lost U.S. House seats in 2022, and key 12, incumbent charisma, he's no John F. Kennedy or Franklin Roosevelt. There are also 4 shaky keys, all of which would have to fall to predict Biden's defeat. Third party, how strong will RFK Jr. emerge as we get closer to the election? He's been all over the map so far. Social unrest, which I thought was pretty safe, but now we've seen all these campus protests. Will they be sustained over the next months? And of course, both foreign policy keys, success and failure, are shaky given the wars in the Middle East and in Ukraine. So a lot would have to go wrong on all of these keys for Biden to lose, but that's still possible.
Sure.
So stay tuned, Steve.
Yeah.
Final prediction in August.
Okay, so here's my final question for you, Professor, because you're absolutely right. We're not even into May yet, so we do have a long way to go. But it sounds like what you're saying right now is that if the election was held today, you would give a slight advantage to President Biden based on your keys. But it sounds very, very close. What do you think? And I know it's impossible to look into the future, but of the shaky keys, which might be the most likely to be shaken up a little bit more between now and November?
Yeah, I really don't expect Biden to lose key number 4, the third party. It's not even clear how many ballots RFK Jr. is going to get. And these third party candidates tend to fade as you get closer to the election. I think the keys that are in greatest jeopardy and that you need to watch very carefully are foreign policy, success and failure, and social unrest.
And those are 2 things that we are literally dealing with right now. Again, no way to know what happens with both of those keys between now and November. We're going to keep an eye on that along with everything else. And again, your final pick will be when? In August? In August, so stay tuned, Steve. All right, we'll look forward to seeing you again. Thank you, Professor Allan Lichtman.
As always.
Lichtman at American University. It's great to see you once again. We're going to